Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love or something new to discover.
As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including the latest bestsellers and new releases.
I am currently listening to Drunkish by Stephanie Wilder Taylor. I really like Stephanie, and this is a book about leaving alcohol. It's called a memoir of loving and leaving alcohol, and I really dig her take on it. She's a funny person, and I love having her voice actually in my ear, reading it to me. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500.
Since 2013, Bombas has donated over 100 million socks, underwear, and T-shirts to those facing homelessness. If we counted those on air, this ad would last over 1,157 days. But if we counted the time it takes to make a donation possible, it would take just a few clicks. Because every time you make a purchase, Bombas donates an item to someone who needs it.
Go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code Wondery for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/Wondery, code Wondery.
When you choose Organic Valley, not only will you be enjoying great tasting dairy, you'll help to save over 1,600 small organic family farms who are protecting over 400,000 acres of organic farmland and all the plants and animals that call it home. This is dairy you can feel good about. It's great tasting, high-quality organic dairy, ethically sourced from small organic family farms. To find Organic Valley Dairy near you, visit ov.coop. That's ov.coop.
Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today for the season premiere of Summer House Season 8, Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm feeling great. A lot of things to be grateful for. One is that we have some shows coming up. We've got shows in London and Birmingham and Dublin. Dublin was just announced earlier this week. So be sure that they actually just went on sale. The public on sale just happened. So go get your tickets, watchcrappers.com. Come join us in Europe. We're so excited for that. But also Netflix is a Joke, big comedy festival here in Los Angeles. And we are very grateful that we are part of it. We're going to be at our friend Katie Cazorla's lounge, the Kookaburra Lounge. So be sure to buy tickets for that too. All the tickets, just go to our link tree and things like that. Can't wait to see you all there. But anyway, also patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens. You can watch us, not just listen with Crappens on Demand. And our bonus this week was the Southern Hospitality season finale. Had a lot of fun with that. So if you're wondering where those recaps are, check out our bonus episode. But Summer House, big Summer House premiere. Ronnie, thoughts, feelings, emotions?
Summer housing is back in the housing. I think I did myself a disservice watching Winter House because I'm like, how much of this can I take? Which I know It's not the same thing, but it is a lot of people lying around not doing much. Now that said, I always love Summer House. I think they did a great job with bringing some fresh blood in, and they actually seem to be people with a pulse, which is new for this show. I mean, bringing on two new men with a pulse is huge. That's huge news in the Summer House world.
Yeah, I actually agree. I felt like this was a super strong premiere. I felt like there was a really good house chemistry going on. I mean, we've had to suffer through some real duds recently. We had Chris, we had Alex. I know people sort of have a place in their heart for Alex, but let's be honest, Alex is a little meh. I mean, what's his face? Was good. Our Lexi, he was good. But yes, the point is this: I thought there was a really good vibe. I felt like this was a really good premiere, and I agree with you about Winter House because I famously kind of trailed off of Winter House, and I think that Winter House has actually affected the Summer House brand because Winter House is so bad. But Summer House is significantly better than Winter House, and I was reminded about that today watching this premiere.
Well, they're also bringing Summer House Martha's Vineyard back in a couple of weeks, or in a month, I guess, which is... I don't need to. You guys can't do this to us, okay?
Yeah.
You can't make it like Below Deck 5 nights a week. Then you're okay. Now it's just going to be Summer House. We're going to go straight from Winter House into two Summer Houses. It's not smart to do that. Spread it out, guys. We don't need.
I agree.
90 fucking thousand people sitting around in a house, okay?
Especially because,
although Summer House Martha's Vineyard, I think, is the superior show.
Yeah.
So I'm actually more excited for that one to come back.
I think Summer House Martha's Vineyard is actually a great show, but maybe their thinking is that this Summer House season is going to be a really strong one, which maybe might help other Summer House. I don't know, but I agree. One Summer House at a time. Okay, but yeah, I like that. It's no shade to the other one because the other one is really excellent. But
so we have the Scandival ripoff, which is how we begin all shows on Bravo now, where we try to make them like Scandival, where there is a huge drama that they open the season with this huge drama, and then we rewind and have to watch the whole season leading up to this drama. Very Sunset Boulevard, like opening with the guy dead in the pool, and then you have to see, why is he dead? Who is he? Why is he in a pool?
yes. Except in this case, the dead body is this relationship, and the pool is just like a whole bunch of stuff ordered off
Loverboy.
Zazzle. Loverboy and Zazzle bridegroom tchotchkes for their various
So we did an
things.
hour-long recap of this segment of the show on our Below Deck preview, which you can watch on our Patreon. But basically, this is like Carl and Lindsay's couple talk. And she's saying, what do you want from me? And he's saying, I want you to trust me. I want you to be happy. And you need to have power over the other person, Lindsay. That's the problem with you. It's like, I do not need power. Sit down. Stand up. Sit down. Stand up. Turn on the TV. Turn off the TV. Oh, it's delicious.
I love Carl coming to this realization about Lindsay when we've all known this about her for the past several years, like 8 seasons on the show, and he's only figuring it out now. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I can feel bad for Carl on this one.
Oh, yeah. Lindsay's controlling. I'm shocked.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lindsay needs to have power, but you need someone really strong and domineering so that you can blame them for all your faults later.
Exactly.
Carl. Okay.
Exactly. Carl. So we see a little
Carl.
glimpse of where this shit show is going to be heading. And then now 2 months earlier, we're in New York. Trixie Mattel, I'm not Trixie Mattel, although that would be funny if it was Trixie Mattel. Trixie Monocle is like, show me how you're doing. Show me how you're doing. And we just see Ciara and Paige on a sidewalk. I'm like, well, that's how they're doing.
They are standing on the
curb.
sidewalk. So there's the answer to your question. Did you get to the Carl and Lindsay broke up part? Did you say that?
Well, I said we were going 2 months earlier from when they. I mean, I thought that's what we were talking about. Was them
They
breaking
broke
up.
off the wedding.
Yes.
Yeah. They
Yes.
broke it off. And she's like, Dad, he told me he wants to break off the wedding. Well, she's going to tell everyone she's blindsided. Dad, I was blindsided. That cracked me up. Can't say he didn't know her. So, so now we're going to find out how this all went down. Well, I can tell you without even seeing how it all went down. Lindsay is Lindsay and Carl is Carl. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's what happened.
And their relationship was just some sort of like aspirational hope that if they bring their damage together, that somehow it will magically negate each other and life will be happily ever after. Like that this relationship is going to solve everything. And it solved nothing.
Right. 2 broken dishes don't make a china set. Okay?
That's
just
right.
makes a lot of broken pieces. More pieces to cut you, okay? It's just more blood in the end.
Listen, those 2 plates are not going to score a big sum on Antique Roadshow. Okay? They're going to see the glue. That's going to be shabby.
So the girls are waiting for a ride, and it's their ride in their gigantic SUV for the year. It's Danielle. And they're like, oh my God, Danielle, it's a one-way. It's like,
one-way.
no shit, I'm Danielle. I don't give a fuck, guys. This is the new Danielle season. This time, I'm not needy, desperate Danielle. I'm needy, desperate Danielle in an SUV. And I don't give a fuck about one-ways.
Classic Danielle thinking that she can forge ahead in a one-way relationship. So she picks them up and they get in and Ciara's like, yeah, now we're cooking with, is it grease or is it oil? And Paige is like, it's cooking with gas. So stupid. What a bad way to start off the season.
Ciara's like, I've never driven to the Hamptons with you, Danielle. And she's like, yeah, well, I was in Montauk for the weekend last week, which, she's been in the Hamptons because she's saying weekend.
Yeah.
And Paige is like, how was it? And she goes, wild. It was like hookup central, guys. Totally. Believe me. Made out with like 5 guys, probably banged like 6 guys. Guys, it's the new Danielle. I'm like, totally having fun. Right, guys? Right? Weren't we partying? Guys, are we partying? Are we partying, guys?
Cut to Danielle chasing every waiter in a restaurant. Why won't you hook up with me? Hook up with me.
Poor, sad, desperate Danielle. I was hoping Danielle might take a minute and just come back to the show refreshed. Nope. Danielle's still terrifying me. Okay.
I'm like the opposite of Ciara. The world is my oyster now. Everyone's gonna hook up with me. Yeah. Okay, now when I say I hooked up last weekend, did I hook up with a cocktail napkin? Perhaps, but a hookup is a hookup, okay? I stuck my tongue in something.
So Paige is like, well, when you were in the Hamptons, was he who shall not be named there? And Danielle would totally name Voldemort anyway, just so he'd show up and she can ask him to party. Party. Why aren't we partying? Aren't we supposed to be partying? Come on, Voldemort. She's like, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Want to make out?
Yeah.
Want to make out?
She's like, he was there and there was some like he was there. Okay. And by the way, it turns out he was there with his new girlfriend. And yes, I think there was overlap. In fact, I think there were lies and I think there was gaslighting. And Paige is like, wow, that's strange. He doesn't really give me cheating vibe. He just gives me Dave from Garfield vibes. So that's really sad.
Did Dave from Garfield cheat on the lasagna? Or no, guys, there was totally overlap. When did he break up with her? Before last summer, right? Wait, last summer, he broke up with her during the summer or after it was over?
I think it was, he broke up with her after the last season of Summer House. So he broke up with her after she and Lindsay had her falling out, which was the summer of 2022, in fact.
Okay.
The timeline's always so weird because it's shot last year, it airs this year. It's hard. It's hard.
So, they're like, we cursed the day he was born. And she's like, oh my God, guys, I'm so excited to party, guys. We're going to party, right?
So then Ciara's like, by the way, Kyle's going to pick up a new guy. And so then we cut to West, which is one of the new guys. And he's on a curb. So Kyle and Amanda pick him up. Poor West. Talk about freshman hazing. He has to ride in a car with Kyle and Amanda all the way to the Hamptons for his first time. Wow, that's rough.
He's a sports journalist. So they're like, we have room for your bag, but not for you. That's Amanda humor. Get used to it.
So they get in, and he gets in, and West, he was hanging out with Carl and Lindsay a few weeks ago. So they met West through Carl and Lindsay. But Carl and Lindsay, they're not going to be there this first weekend because they're going down to D.C.
And Kyle's like, he's got swagger. Yeah. He's got like a little mustache. Like blink. Yeah, it's really cool. He's like a cool guy. So I really like him. Sports. Really cool.
So have Carl and Lindsay told you about the house dynamics, Kyle?
He's like, well, Lindsay mentioned that she might not be everyone's favorite in the house. She did say that. And Amanda's like, oh my God, did you see that, Kyle?
And then we go...
I can't believe Amanda's still doing these shows. Amanda looks exhausted. Like, it hasn't even started. Amanda walked into Winter House late. She's like, sorry, I missed my flight. And then she got into bed. And then she would like come randomly stand in the kitchen and just sway back and forth going, party. And then she would go back to bed and then she left. I can't even believe she's still doing this.
She had some sort of awful like flu or something, right? Or like food poisoning or something that took her out, right? So which is so Amanda. So here she is. And then we got cut over to Carl and Lindsay, and we see the neon sign that says Rat House. And then we see like the cutout of Lindsay, and we see the zebra. It's like literally the exact same way last season opened up with the two of them.
The big neon sign, Rat House. And, the cardboard cutout that you can hear.
And then the rapport we know and love. Babe?
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 Babe? Babe?
Babe?
Babe.
Babe.
Babe. Babe. Babe. Babe. Babe.
Babe.
Babe, what do you think of this dress?
That's a really pretty dress.
Yeah, because I was looking for red, white, and blue because it's America and we're going to the White House on the 4th of July. Isn't that crazy? Like, who gets invited to the White House? Am I right?
It's like crazy. Like maybe Ariana gets invited. So I guess like maybe we're like as big as Ariana. It's like, yeah. Well, I mean, she was like in the White House. Like we're like Z-list compared to Ariana. Like, isn't it so cool that we even know her? Like we're like basically Ariana now. It's like so cool.
I thought it was so funny that they talk about how impressed they are with how huge Ariana is as they try to ape some Vanderpump Rules editing for this season. It's pretty funny.
As they head to what we later find out is like a sprawling picnic with like thousands of people on the back lawn.
Yes.
Yeah, we're basically the Oval Office.
She's like,
Okay, update. Carl and I have been planning a wedding, and wedding planning is busy, to say the least. I'm getting married. Carl, God bless him, has not been helpful. He is such a guy.
And we just see Carl working out while Lindsay's like talking to vendors. Yeah, like this is not like my wedding. It's our wedding featuring me and the Lindsay Hubbard experience. So like it would be nice to have like a little bit of help.
Honey, what are you doing for the wedding?
well, I'm still sober, so there's that.
That's what he does. That's literally what he does daily.
My best friend Danya is like a powerhouse publicist in DC, which is the nation's capital, in case you didn't know, because like Ariana was there. Yeah, we're like Z-list compared to her. I just want to say that again. By the way, did you see how like angry Lindsay's face got when he said that we're Z-list compared to Ariana? She's like, we're at our level. Don't you ever say we're Z-list on camera ever again, Carlito.
Not only am I giving a dirty look to you, but my cardboard cutout right behind you is giving a dirty look to you. So
Who are you calling Z-list, bitch?
It literally is staring at him like that. It's like a haunted house. She's like, yeah, we got an invite from the White House. I mean, for us to go to the White House, like Red House at White House, Red House X White House collab. You know what I'm saying?
And he's like, last summer was like, oh wait, first of all, he's like, well, it's definitely bittersweet because like, how many summers have we like done 4th of July at the Hamptons? And now we're not going to be at the Hamptons. We're going to be like at the White House. So it's like crazy. Do you think they're going to miss us? And she's like,
Gabby will.
Yeah. Like last summer was like probably the least fun summer that I've had. Like being in that triangle of drama with like Lindsay and Danielle. Like I just like didn't know how to operate sometimes because I'm Carl. I'm just like a little boy. And like I just like, you know, like I don't know what to do, you know? And like Kyle and I were like not in a great place. And like, oh, this could be like my last summer before I get married. And it could be like my last summer before I ever go to the Hamptons. It could be like my last summer where I could like show up and be like, put your weight on me, bro. So like, I just want to like let loose and like have like a really great last summer.
yeah, like normally summers are me making girls crazy. But last summer was girls making each other crazy. I like felt like I didn't even belong.
Yeah. Do you realize this could be my last time that I have an entire summer where I wake up at 7 a.m. and go to Barry's and come back and say, yeah, I just went to Barry's. Like, that could be the end of an era.
It could be my last summer before I get married. I just want to leave it behind. So it would be cool to be in the Hamptons, but like the White House, that's even cooler than the Hamptons. God, I love that outfit. Are you going to wear that? It's like,
Yeah.
When he says it would be cool to be in the Hamptons, you know, she looks in like, Carlito, Danya got us this invitation. Like, this is the cooler thing. Yeah, no, this is the cooler thing. It was much cooler to be at the DC. Like, although I kind of missed the Hamptons, but like DC, so cool. So cool. We're going
and
to
he's
DC.
really trying to fake that it's really cool going to the White House. And it's like, yeah. And then they like do their like fakey, like, we're in such a great relationship hug. And it just, I mean, I can't even believe it lasted till the end of the season.
I know, because you know the
it
cameras
looks painful.
The cameras went down. She's like, for you to even imply that like it would be not cool to accept Danya's invitation when she's like a powerhouse publicist in DC is like so wrong of you, girl.
Like, you owe Joe Biden an apology.
I mean, we got an invitation from Joe Biden's assistant's friend's trainer to be in a lawn with thousands of people. Like, how could you even say that's not as cool as being in the Hamptons, Carly? Don't.
Okay, so then we go to the girls' car, Paige and Danielle and Ciara. And Paige is like,
Look at us. 3 single gals.
Yeah. And
Well, you guys are single because we have Gabby now. Sorry. But I'm not single. But you guys are. How fun for you.
yeah, fun. And then we see Kyle driving, and he's like, I just want to be like completely candid. Like last summer was like an off summer for us as a group, but like we're friends as a core. Like it got a little complicated. And he basically just says that also a guy named Jesse is going to be joining the house, but he's coming a little late because he's officiating a wedding.
Yeah. So here we are.
the
And Danielle's
girls.
like, I'm going to turn Ciara into a hoe. Because Ciara, do you know what you need to do this summer? You need to party, Ciara. And she's like, I don't know if I'm going to have like a hoe era. And Paige is like, yeah, well, okay, why don't we have the era of doing the opposite of what we normally would do? So, for example, I would normally stand up. So I'm going to stay in bed.
Wait,
for
that's
this
not
whole
your
season.
opposite page. No, it totally is. It really
It
is.
Yeah.
Ciara's like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm in my opposite era. Oh, good. Can we actually call that your nothing on your bed era? Let's do it that. Let's call it that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be in my bad bitch era because I like to party. Okay, Danielle. Everyone's like, ooh, God. You know, everybody's looking at each other like, oh, Jesus, she's still broken. No one fixed Danielle.
I'm in my on fleek era. On fleek, guys. So
Yeah, I'm going to prioritize myself. And my libido, am I right? Yeah. Anybody want to bounce on this? Boom, 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 boom.
I am so mortified that this is what we had to hitch our ride onto, right? Like our literal hitched ride. She's driving. So they show up and they walk into the house and they're like, oh my God, there's like a bar now. Cause they like set up a tiny bar in one of the rooms. Like, cool, bad bitch era begins now. Also, it's my like hanging out at the bar in the house era. It's so cool.
And Paige is like, oh my God, I think they actually added a wall over there. Is that a wall? Oh, Danielle, look, they've got a place for you to stand over there on date nights. School dance nights. Just go ahead, stand up against that thing. Oh, so we're gonna make up against that fucking wall. 'Cause I'm horny this season. That's right.
Ciara, are you moonwalking into the house? It's my opposite season. Going in the opposite direction. I'm walking backwards now. Opposite.
Did you get a flu shot? Craig was right. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
You know what's the worst is when you are shopping online and you're so excited for everything in your cart and then you look and everything's going to arrive in like 5 weeks and you're like, why am I even doing this? And you just give up. I hate that. Don't you, Ronnie?
Oh my God, I hate that. And also when it's so expensive. I mean, listen, shipping can make or break a sale. And as your business grows, ShipStation can help optimize how you ship your orders so you can stay competitive while you scale up.
ShipStation is really great for all of this stuff. They've got a free trial and quick setup. It's really easy to try things out before you commit or get started right away.
Their dashboard is so user-friendly. You can easily automate shipping tasks. You can manage orders in one simple dashboard.
You know, one thing also that's really cool is that ShipStation has enterprise solutions that reduce warehouse costs and improve profitability. And like as your business grows, you can really just save thousands on shipping costs because of that.
ShipStation has industry-leading discounted rates from USPS, UPS, DHL, and Global Post with discounts up to 89% off USPS and UPS rates. Optimize and keep up your momentum for growth with ShipStation. Use promo code Crappens today at ShipStation.com to sign up for your free 60-day trial.
That's ShipStation.com, promo code Crappens.
The team at Hungry Root just sent me a new box. It's full of yummy stuff. This food is so delicious. You know, I'm really keeping it healthy these days, and it's super easy with Hungry Root. My personal favorite, love some grain bowls. I had a poke salmon bowl, delicious. I had a Chipotle Gouda grilled cheese for something a little more cash.
That sounds wonderful. Hungry Root is your partner in healthy living. It is the easiest way to get fresh, high-quality groceries and simple, healthy recipes delivered to your door.
You can take a fun short quiz, and Hungry Root will get to know your personal health goals, what you like to eat, the kitchen appliances you use, and more. And then they'll build you a personalized cart with all your grocery needs for the week and give you delicious recipe recommendations to put those groceries to good use.
Save hours planning, shopping, and cooking. Hungry Root delivers food you will love.
Right now, Hungry Root is offering Watch What Crappens listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life.
Just go to hungryroot.com/crappens to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies.
That's hungryroot.com/crappens. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you.
So then the other group, Amanda and Kyle's car shows up and they meet West, and Paige is like, okay, so it's West with a hard T. Oh my God, so stupid. I'm in my, oh my God, I can't believe this guy era.
West Wilson, that's his name, West Wilson. And they're all drinking the new flavor of Loverboy, limoncello. And Kyle's like, yeah, let me take you to the Amalfi Coast real quick.
Wow. Kyle, I appreciate you trying to shill your limoncello Loverboy, but I'm still in the process of believing that there's someone in our house named West Wilson. Can you believe that's like ridiculous, guys? Can we go to the bed and like laugh at West Wilson? It's like,
so, let me get this straight. No one fixed Danielle, and you've still got a mullet. So are we just giving up? Is this just the era of giving up? Or
okay, so Danielle is broken. You've got a mullet. You're still shilling Loverboy, and there's some other guy in the house named West Wilson. So are we just in the I don't even know what I'm going to do with myself summer era? Because that's what it feels like.
And Amanda's like, West offered to make quesadillas. Wow, West, really? I love this guy's, first of all, totally straight, because this guy's just coming in like, I don't even give a fuck. I'm going to choose the easiest thing that's ever been said, and I'm just going to make that. You know?
Okay, so while West Wilson, I mean, are we laughing about that yet? Because I just really want to laugh about it. So while West Wilson is making us quesadillas, Amanda, what's your era? She goes like, I'm in my no patience era.
Oh, God. Great. So Amanda's not going to make any
like,
fucking effort this season either, huh?
Yeah,
wow, you're going to
like,
be annoyed with Kyle, Amanda? Sounds fun.
And in fact, that's what she says. She goes, and it's for Kyle specifically. That's like just kind of like what I'm stuck with. That's my era. Oh, wow. Sounds like a really fun twist on our era game. Thanks.
Yeah, and she tells us, there's a reason I come to this house. To spend time with people, not Kyle. So Kyle comes back and he's like, all right, guys, there's only 7 of us right now, but can we still party? Because, like, Jesse's coming tomorrow, and, like, he's, you know, just so everyone knows, he's maybe Jesse's height. Or sorry, maybe Carl's height. Yeah. And they're like, oh, my God, another tall person?
A tall person? Like, that's, like, the most exciting thing. I'm, like, in my tall person era.
Danielle's like, yeah, I fuck tall people. I'm going to fuck him, everybody. Totally fucking
I'm a boss
that tall
bitch.
Dude.
I already got a little giant ladder, so I can climb up and just fuck his face. Yeah. Also, by the way, Amanda says that like over the winter she took a pregnancy test, and ever since things have been like really weird with her and Kyle, because like I guess it made them realize that like starting a family might be a viable thing, and they realize they don't like each other and maybe they shouldn't start a family, I guess.
So they're all excited about a tall person, and West is like, well, I don't consider myself short, but I'm not tall. You're short, okay? You're not even a head taller than Kyle, and it's okay. You don't need to try and convince us that you're not short with your words, okay? Because eventually you're going to try to ride a roller coaster with us, and we're going to all know the truth.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, and like, I don't know if these girls are shallow or not. Shallow. The answer is shallow. You don't have... shallow. Because, but like, if it's a new tall guy, my personality is just gonna have to be that much taller. And I did have a girl tell me once that I read tall, but I obviously never forgot that.
I like West because he's short, but he's aging too. Like, he's not a spring chicken, you know. He's not like one of the 20-year-olds they bring into this house. West is like, you know, like a thick, short dude in his 40s maybe, who's wearing too much pancake makeup and who's gonna make the height up with teenage boy forward combed curly hair.
And I appreciate that he realizes. Yeah, he has to like really read much taller. And I appreciate that he also has the naivete of like a younger person. Like when he says, I don't know if these girls are shallow or not. It's like, oh, it's so sweet that he opens up the consideration that they might not be shallow.
Yeah.
But you're on Bravo.
So Ciara's like, who's gonna get my luggage out of the car? And Gabby's like, West Conrad Wilson, maybe you can do that. And Paige is like, I feel like West Conrad Wilson wrote the Declaration of Independence. That's hilarious.
Yeah. By the way, it's funny because I always tell Craig he looked like he just came off the Mayflower, and all the girls go, for sure. He does have Mayflower energy. He's in his Mayflower era.
He has native murdering energy. It's so hot.
Guess what?
So, yeah, he Googled.
Craig? Yeah, say it.
Go ahead.
Other me, you say it, other me.
Yeah. So, guys, Craig Googled what is rigatoni when we were in Italy. Like,
God.
he couldn't even remember the shape of the pasta.
Amanda goes, he Googled rigatoni. Ugh.
Gabby goes, that's not even a niche noodle.
Oh my God, he's like rigatoni ignorant.
He's like a sweet child boyfriend. I've been taking care of him now for 2 years. And currently we're doing long distance, but I feel like in a good rhythm where he says, Paige, I want more time with you. And I can hang up.
Yeah, and we had a conversation where I assured him I'm not going anywhere. Literally, I'm not going to Charleston. I'm specifically not physically going anywhere near him. And so, like, he's been pretty chill ever since.
Yeah, I'm going to do what I want to do. And right now, that is trying to figure out why someone would name their child West.
Yeah.
Wilson.
I'm just going to be here in the Hamptons with people who understand the difference between rigatoni and tortellini. That's it.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about this crew. So, getting to know West. Okay, so West and Ciara are talking, and he's like, anyone not from New York? Yeah, I got New York in 2018. My home is Missouri. My dad's a rancher, a cattle rancher to be specific. And Ciara's like, oh my God, a cattle rancher? Is he married? I want a cattle rancher.
Is he taller than you? Please say you got your shortness from your mom. And he's like, yeah, my family, we all have very different lives. My mom's an OBGYN and has provided a lot for the family. Also tall, just want to put that out there. I come from tall people. And my dad is a cattle rancher, also tall. See, if I tell everyone my family is tall, I'll just be tall, right? So he was a former football player and he was a coach. I mean, he did rodeos now. And anyway, dinner's always interesting. We talk about vaginas and cows, grades of vaginal tears during childbirth. There are 4 grades, 1 to 4. I was a 3.
So now they start talking about rooms. And Danielle's like, I want this room that I had before, but this time I'm going to make memories in that bed. This kind.
Yeah, fucking memories.
Everyone's like, just leave her alone. She's been going through something. So Paige gets the primary bedroom. She just claims it, which is she's like, I've never had my own room, so I just want to have like a really big room with a big bed. And Wes goes to help her with the bags, and he's like, wow, Paige, do you have heavy stuff? Also, I really appreciate that you have tiny bags. Just sort of makes me look taller. Just take any help I can get.
So he's like, is this a stuffed animal? She's like, it's a squishmallow. He goes, oh, really? What is his name? She goes, it's a girl also.
Her name is Georgette, and she hates you. She only wants to be around tall humans.
She said you're not worth the number 3 tear. So
she's like, I don't care if you're a number 3 tear. It doesn't make you taller.
yeah. So West is like, I guess you guys just choose your rooms and tell me where mine is. And they're like, choose your own, weirdo. Like, why do you have to be like that? And in their room, Amanda's like, Kyle, I don't want your clothes to touch my clothes.
Kyle. So now West is going to start making his quesadilla dinner, and Kyle's setting up speakers because he loves setting up speakers. He's basically like that kind of bro. He's like a speaker bro. And so Danielle's, okay, guys, Kyle's setting up speakers. So what's the name of this club? I've always like, Club Sand, yeah. Danielle is at this point just turning into everyone's aunt who wants to be down, you know? It's like, okay, there's Aunt Danielle.
Yeah, she
Club
got there real
Sand.
quick. And Paige is like, I like that name. Kyle's like, I like that name. She's, you know what? I'm going to put my finger right up your ass.
Yeah. So then Ciara's like helping West in the kitchen because, you know, she's ready to cook with some gas or oil or grease.
Because Ciara's always the first on the new hottest guy, you know?
Yeah.
And they all kind of concede to her, too. They're just like, okay, she's the model. Like, let's let Ciara try him out first. But Ciara always gets the first try. And so she's in there, you know, working her Ciara magic, as we've seen it just work over and over again, season after season on this show, pretending that she likes cooking, basically.
Yes.
So he's asking about her first job, and she's like, oh, Hollister's. Is it a restaurant, or what'd she say?
Hollister. Like it's like Abercrombie and Fitch. And
And he goes, well, yeah, you need to start with a shitty job, you know, one where people are mean to you. She goes, yeah, it builds charisma. Look at me now.
I'm like, maybe take another gig
Did
at
it
Cheddar's.
skip a generation, or?
I think we need to to get some more time there. Down
Did the intern next to you get an extra dose, or
did you take a lot of vacation days? We need to let's work on that. So Ciara's like, I really miss Georgia, but like I just couldn't live there. It's like all about the friends you make, and I was able to make some really good friends. But like Paige, oh my God, I was so pissed at Paige because I moved to New York City and she got a boyfriend right away. I was like, bitch, you're supposed to be going out with me in New York City. That was some riz. I just gave you some straight up riz.
And West is like, well, everyone wants to find someone, but are you a single girl or are you a dater? And she goes, like I'm in the period where I want to find someone, but just to date. He's like, oh, okay. That's what a way to not answer a question, you know? So Paige and Amanda are watching and they're like, oh my God, look at those two. They're like totally into each other. This is crazy. I mean, Ciara is pretending that she likes moving around and smiling.
Yeah. She like never cooks. Is she in her cooking era right now? This is wild. Oh my God. She just picked up a spatula and put it back down again. Oh my God. She's like really into him.
So then Danielle's like, guys, let's make some party music. We're going to party.
Could someone get Danielle a menial labor job, please? She needs to work on her charisma too. I just want to put that out there.
So Paige is like, oh my God, speaking of Danielle, we were talking about Lindsay coming. And Danielle was like, cool. What do you think that means? Yeah, that's just how she always is. Like, she gets in her feelings about it. And I know she had like, reservations because I think it's like spending time with your ex, which actually seems really good right about now.
Oh my God. Did they talk at your event? Remember you had an event for Loverboy? Did they talk? And Amanda's like, yeah, they were in the same room together and like they were like existing, but they're like not friends. And like she's capable of just being in the same room, and just having fun. Preaching to the choir. And by the way, we are the choir. We're just like a really well-dressed choir. Do you ever notice how good we are? Yeah. So Paige says that her plan this summer is that she's just going to have the same plan that she's had with Lindsay ever since she came to the house, which is try to be nice, try to be friendly. And then when Lindsay does something to her, she's just going to lose her mind.
And then Kyle and Danielle talk about like how proud Kyle is that Danielle's moving on with her life. She had a rough year. And she's like, yeah, I lost my best friend, my boyfriend. And over the winter, I got my mojo back. I was like, oh my God, that is so sad that you think of the winter house season as getting your mojo back. I mean, that is just embarrassing. She says, I did learn some lessons. And then it cuts to Alex being like, yeah, I was hoping more for friendship. And by friendship, I mean, please pretend you don't know me next time you see me. Please.
Oh my God. Whatever Danielle was saying was like really interesting. But like, I just want to say, I'm like so hungry. I'm like famished. I'm like literally starving. I am in my starving era right now. I am hungry.
West is like, Paige, you think you're going to do the dishes before we go out or after? How dare you? I've never done a dish. I haven't done a dish since the 2000s. So he is serving these quesadillas he made. They are all burnt.
They're burnt.
And here's the thing. Not only one of them is burnt. They're literally all uniformly black. Who does that? Who cooks a quesadilla like that and then brags about it?
Yeah, and they all seem really impressed by it. It's one thing to have like blackened fish or something, or like a blackened chicken thing.
Bread.
But like not
bread is not blackened,
quesadilla.
sir. Yeah, no.
So they're eating it, they're enjoying it, and they're happy that it's like a small group and that tonight is going to be carnival night. I'm like, oh my God, are you guys going to do a carnival theme party on this thing? But later on, we find out it's an actual carnival they go to, which I appreciate. So Danielle's like, Hard 30, and then we meet down here at Club Set. Okay, everyone? Yeah? Okay.
So they go up to take showers and stuff. And then Kyle and Amanda just aren't happy, guys. Like, I feel like we're like not on the same team. And I just want our future. Ugh. And then Amanda's like, go shower in your room, Kyle, because it's definitely not the same room I'm staying in, Kyle.
Because Kyle, what sets this off is that like, because they're all going off to change and everything, and there's still leftover quesadillas. And Kyle's like, so how long can we leave these? Like a couple hours out? And she's like, Kyle, I literally gave you foil to wrap them in and put them in the refrigerator, Kyle.
It's going to be quite a season, guys.
Like, wow.
It's going to be quite a season.
A good old-fashioned tinfoil fight.
And so now the girls are talking about how cute West is. And Paige is like, I mean, he actually gets hotter the more he talks. I was going to say taller. but it's not that good.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ciara's like, yeah, he fits right in. He's a chatter. It's like, yeah, Ciara fitting in right with Ciara, also a big chatter. Big chat,
Huge
Ciara.
chatter. Huge chatter. She's like, not gonna lie, he's impressing me. You know why? He's inquisitive. Like, how many guys in New York City are like inquisitive? You know? I mean, you would think it would be like simple math, but no.
I love this. They just are like, yeah, he gets hotter and hotter the more you talk to him. He's so interesting. He's really great. He's so wonderful. There's a tall person coming in. Okay, bye.
Yeah, exactly. So Kyle's running around naked as usual, and Amanda's like, put a towel on, you idiot. So now they're getting
really
ready
on
for
one.
the party. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, she's really on one. I mean, like, I don't know. I think that, like, I'm sorry. Well, I know they both contribute to this very toxic relationship, and then Kyle is no angel, but I cannot stand when people call their loved ones idiots. Like, I think that's like so wrong to do that to someone that you love. That's my moral stance.
I don't know. I mean, I blame the mullet. You know what I mean? I can't stand up for Kyle when he's got that mullet. I will say Amanda sucks. But I will
not saying
also
that Kyle
say
doesn't
that
contribute to
Kyle probably makes her crazy. But yeah, Amanda sucks. And also, even if Kyle is making her crazy, Amanda should know well enough by now to let the audience know why Kyle is making you crazy. Because right now you just look like a sucky person. Like, you suck. Get out of here. It's just supposed to be fun. Amanda, not fun.
Yeah, I have no doubt. And I will roast Kyle when it's time for him to be roasted. But I'm like, Jesus, like, don't call your, like, I don't know. I just feel like it's so, I don't know. I'm just like, I think that's bad. I'm like, I would never. So Amanda's like, okay. So they gather downstairs and they're like, oh, Amanda. And she's like, yeah, I'm going for a look that's like going to a carnival where there's children. And Paige is like, with your nipples out? Kyle's like, yeah, I can see your nipples. Like, Amanda's got nipples.
So they go to the carnival and they walk up to the whack-a-mole game. And Amanda's like, they misspelled guacamole. That's my thing.
And they're all exceptionally good at carnival games. Get out there, all of them. They're just like popping balloons. They emerge with so many stuffed animals. I'm lucky if I went to the Orange County Fair. I spent 4 hours there and I came out with a stuffed lobster, a little stuffed lobster that's 3 inches long. And they're coming out with enormous stuffed animals.
I think this is like a rich people, because it's in the Hamptons. So it's like for rich people where they just make them all feel like studs.
Yeah. And they just make it easier for them.
Yeah, they just make it easier. I don't think these are real carnies. I think these are just like, let's do what those poor people do. Carnival thing, you know, just little pop balloons. They don't rig any of the games. It's just all very easy.
Yeah. So then Wes like piles a bunch of stuffed animals on Ciara so he can get a beer. And she's like, oh my God, are you being like serious right now? He's like, yeah, I think it's kind of funny. She's like, luckily for you, I'm in my like down with holding a bunch of stuffed animals era. So like, fine.
And Kyle wins a huge banana with like Rastafarian hair.
Yeah, it's got
and
dreads.
Amanda's like, is that, what'd you say?
It's got dreads.
With dreads, yeah, thank you. Sorry. My vocabulary is lacking. This is my, like, I don't care about words era. So.
This is Ben and Ronnie's third recap of the day era. So our brain cells are also in our rotting era.
So Amanda's like, oh my God, is that banana for me, Kyle? And he's like, I mean, it is for you, but I'm excited about it. She's like, oh my God, you're taking the banana. It's like, okay. Well, look, this is what I wanted for the summer. Because, like, I know you like hanging out with friends separately and stuff. But, you know, I just want to spend more time together. Because, like, we're like the anti-attached at the hip couple. You know what I mean? And she's like, but it's your fault. Because every time I ask you to come out of your office, you're like, no. And then so I got used to not hanging out with you. Now you want to hang out with me, but you can't hang out with me. Because I already got used to not hanging out with you, Kyle.
Yeah. So, like, now I want that back a little bit. And she goes, but it doesn't work like that. And he's like, but by the way, he's also wasted. He's like, well, but so like I go for a trip and I'm like away for 4, 5, 6 days, and I come home and like I don't expect you to jump in my arms, but I do kind of like miss you, and I do like you don't miss me.
Kyle's like wasted and gross and sloppy too early every single night.
Yeah.
at some point, it's just a turnoff, dude. Like,
Yeah,
who would
this
want to
is-
fuck that? You're some aging dude walking around in a mullet, wasted before everyone else, thinking it's cute to have scenes with the banana. You know?
Right. And so this is where it's like, well, now I can understand why Amanda is at her wit's end with this guy. But then she's like, yeah, but like when I leave, I miss you too. And I'm home and I'm just taking care of dogs and watching TV. So I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, like Kyle has been a workaholic since season 1. So he's always been a workaholic. And so you married him trying to change him from that too. So also know what you signed up for.
I can't with this. Like, I've talked about this couple too much. You know what I mean? I want to, like, for the spirit of the recap, I would love to have a conversation with you, but it's the same thing. Amanda's a whiny brat, and Kyle's an annoying aged frat boy. Like, I don't know what else to tell you at this point. You know what I mean? Both of you do better, okay? Both of you.
Ronnie's in his do better era.
I'm in my, I
Ronnie's
can't
in
talk
her
about your terrible relationship anymore, okay? Get better relationships and come back. Try again, you know?
Well, I kind of want to like go back to the basics where we're like a little bit more like inseparable. And like I start to feel like I'm like the only one that misses something in a relationship. She's like, well, we'll use this summer to get our groove back. We'll figure it out. And where'd you go? How did you already get to the top of that Ferris wheel without me?
I'm with my best friend, the banana.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
So now Kyle films some scenes with the banana because, you know, Kyle loves an inanimate object friend on the show. They have those every year. So now Ciara and West are on like the Ferris wheel. And now it's time to go home. So Amanda's still bitching about Kyle. She's like, I can't believe Kyle had the audacity to tell me I didn't hang out with Kyle.
I know. And then Gabby throws up. And then now, and Wes and Kyle are like line dancing, and then Paige and the girls are on the big primary bed, and Paige tells Danielle, "Oh my God, your hair looks so freaking good right now! Wow, congratulations, you're in your good hair era." Oh well, now you're out of it. You didn't have to touch it. So everyone winds up piling on the bed to hang out, and Paige is like, "Oh my God, we've like never had like the entire group on the bed all at once. Like this is like such a moment. Like I'm gonna cry." Also, it means that when people make fun of me for always being in the bed, they have to make fun of you guys too. So I'm not alone in this anymore. Sorry.
Kyle goes, backstory, Paige loves beds.
And then everyone gets off the bed.
Now
and
they go to
then
bed.
They all go to
So
bed.
West has a hot room. So they're like, why don't you just move? Like, why are you putting yourself in hell? There's still open rooms, dummy. So then the next day, West is in the kitchen shirtless cooking. And
he makes his
starts
bed
making...
very well, by the way. I want to say he makes a very good bed.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I'm in my
Well done,
observing
West.
beds era.
So he's making breakfast with Gabby. They're going to make bacon and eggs. And then Kyle and Amanda are talking. And Kyle's like, I remember when this room was hot last year. And she's like, you keep saying that, but how much time did you even spend in here, Kyle? He's like, wow, you really need to drop the attitude, Amanda.
So then now more breakfast making, and Ciara and Paige are in bed. And Ciara's like, I had like so much fun at the carnival. I don't know, like, I feel like my charisma just like became twice as charismatic. And Paige is like, yeah. And how about like everyone in that bed? Remember like everyone got into the bed with us? Like that was like, I don't think the house has ever laughed so much. I think it's just like really nice not having two geriatric people that we have to like explain all our jokes to around, you know? It's just like smooth and easy.
And this happens on every show when they get their way and get rid of the person that they don't like. It's boring, okay? Like, I'm sorry, but do you guys think it's fun? This is not fun to watch, okay? I need some crazy-ass
Fun
Lindsay
for
in the
them,
house.
less fun for us. Honestly, though,
Yeah.
to be honest, Ronnie, I was just glad that they weren't like doing a pirate party or a wacky 80s party or everyone dressed up
Well,
like
that's
sharks
Kyle.
party. And that's also
but
Winter
that's
House. It's also Winter House.
Yeah. Oh, it's this house. This house too.
Yeah. It's this
But
house.
Winter House, they just shove it all in together. It's like Ultimate Girls Trip, where they're like, you're staying right here, and you're doing the things we like over and over for 2 weeks.
It's like we have an accelerated production schedule of 5 days, so we have to make sure you do everything all at once, and hopefully we get something good out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So, Lindsay, Paige is talking about like how much fun it is without old people, and Lindsay's like,
I'm happy for us. We're in DC. We just checked in. I hope I don't look like a tourist.
she's in like a flag, an American flag short shorts and an American flag, top to work out in. Wow.
Say hi,
America.
babes. Say hi, babes.
Hi.
Say hi louder, babes. It's America.
Hi. Also, Lindsay's, I don't know, is this the season when this changed? But her little occupation that they put down when they say Lindsay, it now says influencer. How long has she been an official influencer on this show, or is that new this season?
I don't know. She might have gotten that title when her and Carl went full on getting the Kia and then doing those like commercials for things together. Mm-hmm. Remember when they were like, we're doing couples commercials?
So back at the house, Paige is like, so Ciara, so we have like a new guy coming, and if he can't like get down with the bed, like he's gonna have to be out of the house. And then Kyle and Amanda are in the kitchen, and Kyle, like, we find out that Kyle brought Mon, the giant banana, into the bed, and basically the banana. When I say Mon, they named the banana Mon, like, hey Mon. The banana was like a giant barrier, like a wall in that bed.
Yeah.
And so Amanda's like, you're like,
I thought you were going to keep going.
You're like,
sorry, we're on an Amanda and Kyle scene. I don't know how many times I need to explain
I'll
to you.
take it from
Yeah.
here. So Amanda's like, Kyle had a whole conversation with me about how I don't hang out with him enough, and then I don't spend enough time with him. But then you don't hang out with me when I came home. Like, you don't miss all that stuff. But then, like, last night, he, like, gets on the Ferris wheel without me and puts, like, Mon in the bed. Like,
And he's like, come on. And she's like, yeah, let's just see how you even hang out with me today. You're going to like hang out with everybody else other than me. Here's my note. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 O's to spell boring. Okay, you got a 14-0 boring from me, ma'am. Okay, so now we go back to breakfast, and they start talking about what friends are coming to their big 4th of July party. And Danielle's like, well, Ciara, we're going to party. I'm going to dare you. I dare you to make out with someone, Ciara. I dare you, Ciara. What are you going to dare me to do? You should dare me to make out with somebody.
And Ciara goes, well, I dare you to, I don't know, do I have to play this game with her? Okay, I'll do it. I dare you to touch an attractive person's nipples. That was fun, right? And she's like, oh my God, yeah, fun. Aunt Danielle's here. So she touches Wes's nipples. And then Gabby's like, guys, I have a surprise. So last summer, I threw a party that was lackluster, to say the least. But as a gesture for coming back to this house, I was like, what do we need? What does this group need? A mechanical shark. Like, okay.
Unless it's big enough to take Amanda. I mean, honestly, just bring some nachos. You know what I mean? So now they do decorators, and Paige calls Craig, and he's like, hey, chicken. She's like, hey, chicken. He's like, I'm back in Charleston. What'd you have for breakfast? And she's like, oh, my God. Thank you so much for asking, Craig. I had bacon. Because, they had to have that conversation where she's like, every single time you call, you just call me and start talking to me like a freaking wall. You don't know a thing about me, Craig. Like, I do things. Really? Like, what do you do? Like, I had breakfast. What'd you have for breakfast? Oh, my God, thank you. I will marry you. I will marry you.
Well, I wanted to ask you about you before me telling you about me. So you told me about bacon, so that counts. And so anyway, Saratoga is gonna be like a little more exciting for us this year because I'm gonna buy a racehorse. No, you're not. No, you're not. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. That is the dumbest decision I've ever heard you tell me, and you've told me a lot of dumb decisions you made. That is dumber than the soccer team, dumber than the restaurant, dumber than the hot air balloon, dumber than the oil rig that you wanted to build in the middle of Manhattan. This is the dumbest thing you've ever come up with, Craig.
And he is doing the restaurant with Austin. He's doing that. That's funny, a soccer team. She goes, a couple of weeks ago, he said he's buying a soccer team in London because he watched Welcome to Wrexham once. So...
Like, he's like suddenly trying to be like Ryan Reynolds. Okay, like I'm over here trying to do my best Blake Lively, but I do have my concerns.
So then Lindsay and Carl call Gabby, and Gabby's like, oh my God, you guys, they're at the White House. And everyone's like, we don't care. And Lindsay's like, oh my God, how's it going? And Gabby's like, guys, I just want to tell you, everyone here is having like the best time that we've ever had.
Wow. Yeah. It's crazy because like all 7 of us are together and we're like, who's missing? And like, it's literally no one is missing. Oh.
I mean, we're missing.
You are. Totally. You guys are missing. What are you guys missing from? Are you missing from this house?
But like, guys, like seriously, like when I tell you the house is the most amazing it's ever been, I mean it. And Lindsay goes, okay, well, that's good.
No. What I'm trying to say is, ever since you guys have not been here, the house has been amazing. But of course we miss you. But we're just saying the house is just like literally so much better than it ever has been in the history of this house with you guys not here. It's just like crazy.
And Danielle's like, yeah, last summer really fucked me up. But like, I hope we can get along. But like, let's make no mistake. I hated that bitch. That I hope it can work out. Because like, I'm party Danielle now.
Yeah. So they're setting up for this party and just like it's 4th of July. And for some reason they have like a bunch of like inflatable spaceships and Paige is like disgusted by them. She's like, what is this spaceship thing that this turned into? Disgusting. I hate NASA. And then there's like just setting up and everything. And
oh my God, time for Carl Cam at the White House. Oh my God, Carl, take a picture of me and Joe Biden.
I don't see Joe Biden.
Carl, make it up. Carl, God.
Carl, so what, are we doing like 2 cameras for this or like what's going on? Because I'm kind of running the camera right now. It's like, oh, sorry, babe, I'll put my camera away. Thank you.
And this is where we see them on the White House lawn with 9 million people.
It's like a big public event. It's basically like going to the public pool the first day it opens, blankets everywhere, tons of people. And it looks so uninteresting. It's like I would never choose this over the Hamptons.
So then back, Kyle and West are talking about the carnival, and Kyle's like, so on the Ferris wheel, were you purposely gravitating towards Ciara? Like, did you lay on any thick moves? Because, you know, I mean, are you into her? You know, West is just like, yeah, feels right. Feels right.
So, meanwhile, Paige is like really excited to see the new guy. And Ciara's like, yeah, when does he get here? I hear he's tall. He's tall, right? Jesse Solomon works in finance. Jesse Solomon, he's 6'4". He's tall, right? He's tall. He's tall. He's tall. Like, okay, Ciara, you need to just like calm your lady boner for a second.
So Kyle's like, well, I don't know, man, but I've never seen her cook with somebody. So that's got to be a good sign. And he's like, yeah, feels really good. But I know a tall guy's coming. And, he tells us basically that. He's like, yeah, I'm the only guy here, so I can't read too much into it. And this guy might be tall. So, and Carl's like, oh, by the way, this guy might come in hot. And the girls love a tall guy. He's like, damn it.
So he's like, well, it's okay. I'll take a step back. So now Jesse arrives and he goes, it's Jesse, which is a really annoying way to enter, is to sort of just be like, say your name. So the girls are like, oh my God, Jesse Solomon? Jesse Solomon, are you tall? That voice sounds tall. I feel like that voice, when he said it's Jesse, it came from like the ceiling and then descended on our ears. It didn't come from the floor and come up. So I'm pretty sure he's tall. It's tall. That's tall.
It was basically like if a lighthouse could speak.
It was like I could hear like a ref blow a whistle because it was like I was at an NBA game. That was a tall voice.
It's like, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. I'm Paige. You're so tall.
And he's like, yeah, I know. And Ciara's like, guys, Jesse Solomon's here. Solomon's here.
Oh my God, Jesse Solomon. Oh, Kyle, Jesse Solomon.
It's like, why do I have to be a 2-name guy, guys? Can't I just be a Jesse? And he's got this like big, huge smile. And
dimples.
This guy looks like a total dickweed. I would not trust this guy as far as I can tell.
I would
this
never
guy's too
trust
hot,
this guy.
And I've bought so many cell phones from this guy. I can just tell you that right now. Like, I bought the Sidekick. I bought the T-Mobile Sidekick when I didn't even want a new phone from this guy. He just tricked me into it.
This guy This is danger redhead. This is a guy with tall privilege who's hot and works in finance. Like, it could not be more red flags. He's really hot. So of course they're all like, oh my god, and West is like, oh fuck, here comes this guy, a tall guy with a smile that goes ear to ear. Not worried at all.
Yeah. And Ciara's like, oh my god, how big are you? 3, 6, 3.5, 4? You might be 6'5". You might be 6'5".
Let's say you're 6'6".
And he's like,
Let's go
might be.
So he's getting situated in his room, and everyone's like, oh my god. And Kyle's trying to coordinate with Amanda's shirt, and she doesn't really care. And Kyle talks about how he met Jesse out in New York, and Jesse is single and making the most of it, aka fuckboy, big time fuckboy.
Yeah. So then guest arrivals and stuff, and Gabby and Amanda and Ciara and Jesse are all talking, and they're asking questions to Jesse. Amanda's like, so you grew up where? Where'd you grow up? What part? Okay. Do you like girls? What kind of girls do you like? What's the worst thing you've ever done? Okay. What's the most interesting thing you've ever done?
Have you ever ignored your girlfriend to go hang out with a big stuffed banana? I don't know. So
if you could hang out with me or a banana with dreads, what would it be?
He's like, my name's Jesse, and I grew up north of the suburbs of Chicago. I have a question. Did you grow up north of the suburbs, or were you just raised in Chicago and just got so tall that your head wound up in north of Chicago? Because you're really tall.
Were you raised in the mountains of Chicago? Were you a mountain of Chicago?
What's taller, you or the Chrysler Building? Because you're really
what's
tall.
it like being able to feel rain first?
What was it like when a bird first hit you in the head because they thought it was trying to fly over you, but it hit you because you were too tall?
He's like, well, an interesting thing about me is I studied jazz vocal performance. It was at my bar mitzvah when I found out I was above average in singing. Listen, I've been to a lot of bar mitzvahs in my life. I've never said that about one person being bar or bat mitzvahed. Never. I don't think anyone's ever left being like, wow, what a voice.
Yeah, you don't understand. When you are in a Jewish family, this is what happens. Oh my God, you have the voice of an angel. That is an angel. He should study music. You know what? He should. Tears came to my eyes. You know what? Tears, we were all crying. I was talking to my wife. We cried at your son at the Torah. You know what? We're going to push him into vocal lessons. Jesse, you're taking singing lessons. Really? You are? Honestly, the voice of Hashem just came down. This coming out of that mouth are true. You know what? If you could be a boy Barbra Streisand, that's who you would be, because your voice, I tell you, you know what? It may be even better than Barbara's. It was better than Barbara's. That's how that happened.
That's it. We're calling him Boy Bra. Happy bat mitzvah. Your name is now Boy Bra Streisand.
By the way, did you die? Because I definitely died when he said, I studied vocal jazz performance in college. And then Ciara and Paige are like, we love jazz. I was like, what?
You do not.
Oh my God, jazz. We totally love. We're in our jazz era. We've been in our jazz era all our lives, actually, now that we think about it.
You
We
know,
love jazz
if
so
Wes
much.
said that, they would have been like, jazz is so gross.
That's so stupid. That's like a short person's music.
Short people love jazz. Gross.
It's like, yeah, vocal jazz performance at my bar mitzvah. We love bar mitzvahs. Oh my God, such an honor. Like, mazel tov.
If jazz was reachable, it would be on the lowest shelf of music. Jazz is gross.
Yeah, we love jazz.
So he kind of gives us a sample of his singing. He's like, open pit barbecue sauce.
Yeah, he does say open pit barbecue sauce.
So then Kyle and Paige
By the way,
talking.
I just want to say the producer also totally in love with this guy. She's like, oh my God, could you sing that again? That was great. This is going in the show. Jesse.
So Kyle pulls Paige aside to talk. He's like, I want to talk about Amanda. She's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I picked up you're having trouble already. He's like, she just shuts me down. I just wanted to, work for us. Are we even going to be together? Are we going to have babies? What are we going to do? She's like, am I nodding enough? I just want it to seem like I care.
Kyle, I know this is a very important thing for you, but I really need to get to the jazz Wikipedia before I talk to Jesse again. So can we wrap this up?
I know I'm pretending to listen to you, but I'm just wondering if it hurts to hit your head on a star.
Do you know who Dizzy Gillespie is? I feel like I should follow up on that. I think it's someone has something to do with jazz. So Paige is like, I have formed such a great relationship and a friendship with Kyle over the past couple of years, and I feel like we've gotten really close, or more like he's gotten close to me where he talks and I just nod. But like, that's cool. And so anyway, his relationship is fucked.
So she goes and immediately tells Amanda, of course. She's like, I think he's just comfortable complaining to me before he actually goes to you with it. For example, Amanda's like, oh my God, I'm so bored with this. I hate him. It's like, but it was very deep, our heart to heart. And, he wants you to feel 50-50. And she's like, oh my God, but then he hung out with a banana.
And then meanwhile, Ciara is just like, all the girls are on a day bed. They're like, oh my God, we found a bed, but it's outdoors. This is like amazing. And Ciara's like, I think just like the 7 of us, like that was a magical thing. I think it was like perfect. And like, maybe if we see Carl and Lindsay, we should put up a sign that says no Kias allowed and like just keep it all of us, the 7 of us. And then
yeah, they're really trying to make that. They're really trying to get the audience to agree with them. Like, oh my God, isn't this fun? This is totally the new cast.
And then Paige is like, oh yeah, but actually, I think it was like the 7 of us, but also like Jesse. Like, oh my God, he's so tall. He's like so tall. Like obviously like Jesse Solomon. And they're like, well, what about like between West or Jesse? Jesse? You didn't let me finish the question.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, he's tall. Of course we'd go for the tall one. Duh.
And Amanda's like, yeah, like West, but you know what though? Like West fucks, but like Jesse like humps like a Labrador retriever. Like West like knows where your clit is, but Jesse is like on your left lip and is like, what is this? What is this? And then he brings like a banana into the bed. And next thing you know, Jesse's on the Ferris wheel without you and then like going on 4 or 5 day work trips. Like, Amanda, I think you've segued into the Kyle discussion.
And Ciara's like, Jesse like is like, did you come? Or no, West is like, did you come? And Paige goes, West knows if you came. And Amanda goes, yeah, well, Kyle already came on a banana, which is really offensive.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, poor Amanda, that must be exhausting. And Paige is like, he's just scared of the house and the kids. And Amanda goes, oh yeah, well, he cheated on me and I took him back. Let's talk about that. Okay, and you don't get to talk about that anymore. That's over now. Okay. You like went through a whole full-on marriage with this person years after he cheated on you and got away with it. So no, we're not going to rewind to that, man. Okay.
Yeah, I think at this point, talk about it to the therapist because we've been down this path many times. And if you're still holding resentment from it, that you may be entitled to it, but also it's time to move on. Why don't you move on to Jesse Solomon? How about that? Because
now there would be a twist.
That would be a twist. Okay.
Yeah, that would be a twist. I always saw chemistry between Amanda and Craig. I was always thinking that Amanda and Craig were gonna probably end up together, but
yeah, maybe
not necessarily hoping for it. But I just always sense some chemistry there. So we'll see. The next Scandoval.
I really enjoyed this premiere. I actually enjoyed all of it, every single aspect of it. I was surprised because I did come in with Winter House fatigue, and I was like, oh God, I don't know if I have the stamina for just like watching them have like trying to convince us they're having the time of their lives in this like house. But actually I was really into it, and I'm hoping that this is going to translate into like a really good season.
All right. Well, you heard it there first, everybody.
Certainly did.
We'll talk to you next time. Thanks so much for being here. Go check out tickets for our European tour and for the Netflix Is a Joke Comedy Festival over at watchwhatcrappens.com. It's also where you can get this video recap and our Southern Hospitality season finale bonus episode recap.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg, you can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches, Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch Our Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Academy is a new scripted podcast that follows Ava Richards, played by HBO's Industries' Myha'la Herald, a brilliant scholarship student who has to quickly adapt to her newfound eat or be eaten world. Ava's ambitions take hold and her small-town values break in hopes of becoming the first scholarship student to make the list. Bishop Gray's all-coveted academic top 10, curated by the headmaster himself. But after realizing she has no chance at the list on her own, she reluctantly accepts an invitation to a secret underground society that pulls the strings on campus life and academic success. If she bends to their will, she'll have everything she's ever dreamed of. But at what cost? Academy takes you into the world of a cutthroat private school where power, money, and sex collide in a game of life and death. Follow Academy on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Academy early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.